welcome to this new edition of Today's Youth. In today's edition, we'll be talking about an NGO which aims at developing orphanages in Egypt, and we'll be meeting with one of the members of this society right after the break. Welcome. I would like to welcome my guest, Amira Hussein, وطنية Development and Accreditation Manager. Thank you for being with us. Would you please, Amira, start by telling me about yourself, your education? How did you start your career at a development organization or a development society for developing orphanages in Egypt? And what was the main cause that led you to start with this kind of activity?
Well, I graduated from Faculty of Economics and Political Science. I was majored in economics. And then my plans was to work in the international trade and all these things concerning with the economics. And then I attended one course for 1 month related to development. So I started to have a passion towards the development sector. Accordingly, I did my master's in economic development, and now I'm doing my PhD in public policies, and it's related to also the care homes and what I'm working on right now, which is developing quality standards in institutional homes and care homes in Egypt.
Right. Did you have any work to do with social activity or charity as a volunteer during your early days in school or college?
Yes, in schools I used to do lots of activities, acting, singing, sports, all these kind of activities. And then when I joined the university, it was more developed. And in my last year in the university, I used to be the president of the student union in my faculty, and I was the head of Scouts Committee in Cairo University back in 2005.
Did anyone encourage you to take part in such a field or in volunteer work, or was it you on your own?
Of course, my mom.
Right.
It's
usually the mom.
Yes, she's the one. She encouraged me, and my grandfather as well. And it was like the spirit of the family itself. So I did lots of activities, and my sisters as well. So all of us encourage each other.
Right. You took your master's degree from a university in Rome, in Italy?
Yes.
Right. Why did you choose Rome in specific?
After I finished my studies, as I told you, I was planning to continue my studies in international trade. Then I attended one course related to economic development. So I was really interested in the sector. And then I knew that the Italian embassy was having scholarships. So I was going to apply, but then lots of people told me, do not apply because you're a fresh grad and you will not be accepted. So I said, okay, I'll try. And then I was accepted, and I spent there 1 year, and it was really a good experience because it was, I had lots of colleagues from different countries, and the program itself helped me a lot when I came back to apply what I have learned there.
Right. About the name وطنية, I would like to know, where did the name come from? Why did you choose the name وطنية in specific for this NGO?
Well, the idea is very unique for me, and this is one of the main motives why I joined وطنية at the beginning. The idea is that to develop orphanages where orphan people, young people who were deprived from their family for whatever reason, live there. So the idea at the beginning is to have a model orphanage. Then when the founders of the idea had some research, they found that there are already lots of orphanages, and the capacity is not already full. So there is no need to have another model orphanage. So the idea came to have standards, and this is from the name came from وطنية, in Arabic means national. So we are aiming to have national quality standard, national system to be applied in all orphanages in Egypt, inshallah.
Right. Amira, before talking more about the society or the term society you're using or organization, we'll go for a short break and we'll be right back. our guest today, Amira Abdelaziz, is working as the Development and Accreditation Manager at Wطنية Society for the Development of Orphanages. وطنية dreams that all children without family care to be provided with dignified life and equal opportunities. وطنية works towards achieving this by developing care quality standards, implementing them in care homes, and advocating for having them as a mandatory condition by the Ministry of Social Solidarity for new and existing care homes. Amira is a PhD candidate at Faculty of Economics and Political Science, Cairo University, where she focuses at evaluating the current public policies towards children in care homes. She obtained her master's degree in economic development and international cooperation from Faculty of Economics, Tor Vergata University, Rome, Italy. Welcome back. Amira, we were talking about the term وطنية, the name وطنية, and we would like to know, why did you use the term society and not the name organization, for example?
Well, it reflects the idea of having, this kind of solidarity between the team and organizations that we are working with and the volunteers that we're cooperating with. So it's more of a society, and we are all aiming to the same aim, to develop the orphanages and institutional homes.
Right. From what I understand, you're trying to develop certain standards to be applied in all orphanages. Would you tell me more about these standards, and are they applied internationally? Where did you get these standards from, and how are you working to apply them?
Yes, the idea came from research. When we found that there are lots of challenges in Egypt, and the idea, as we were speaking, is to have a pilot where we can apply all the quality standards. So we searched, and we found that internationally there are lots of researches and studies about the quality standards. So we brought them to Egypt, and we started to apply them. The idea was to Egyptianize it, to make it fit to the Egyptian society. So for the past 5 years, we were implementing and applying the quality standard in different orphanages. And the idea, you go back and forth between theory and practice. And the main aim is to have these Egyptian quality standards that will be adopted by the Ministry of Social Solidarity to be in the future mandatory, and it's not optional. It's not optional for the management whether to apply it or not. They have to apply it in the future, inshallah.
Right, Amira, I would like to know what do you expect from media, from the role of the media to contribute, to help in supporting your cause? I mean, usually the media focuses on one aspect, which is donations and fundraising and so on. I would like to know, what would you like the media to contribute to your cause?
Actually, there are lots of things. The first thing, as you mentioned, is that most of the time when we speak about orphanages or orphans, what came to our mind is fun days, we go and visit them. We would like that the media help us to change the perception and to direct the efforts of all those volunteers to help in implementing the quality standards by knowing about them and helping and supporting the management of the orphanage to apply them. From the other hand, as you know, media sometimes focuses on challenges. So we try to change the perception towards orphans, that they can do lots of things in the society. They are not only help seekers. They can be an active citizen in the society. And lastly, the profession of the caregivers. We would like them to highlight the impact and the importance of the caregivers, so we find lots of calibers willing to work in this cause.
Right, Amira, does your work need collaboration with ministries or GOE officials, Government of Egypt officials? Do you need any support from different ministries in Egypt?
Sure. The main ministry that we are working with right now is the Ministry of Social Solidarity, because it's the main entity that oversee and monitor the work of institutional homes in Egypt. We've been working with them for the last 1 year, and the past 6 months in particular, we were working on developing the quality standards, and it was really a good exercise because now we have sort of unified understanding of what's the quality standards. And also maybe it's important to mention what are the quality standards, because if somebody is listening or hearing, we have different aspects. We have the standards that are focusing on the infrastructure, and we have the standards that are focusing on the staffing and the professional practices, and we have the practices that focus on child protection. And these child protection was one of the main things that we added from our experience in Egypt. It was not in the international experience when we brought it.
Did you find cooperation from other orphanages that you're dealing with, from all the orphanages you're dealing with? I mean, what was the response to applying these new standards in all orphanages in Egypt, which is something new, I mean, which is not an easy job?
Yes. At the beginning, when we started, it was, as you said, it was really a challenging mission, because people are used for certain things to do.